Hello, welcome back to Art of Awakening. This is Ona Christie, and this is the reading for the week of March 22nd, 2020. And of course, we're in the middle of this global pandemic. I did make it back home okay. We'll be hunkered down along with everybody else, I think, in the country for a while now. And so I just had a few words to share about this whole situation because I am actually very, very optimistic about it. I want to share with you first a couple of messages that came through last Friday that basically said the same thing. And the first was a message that I channeled, and the message was for a particular individual, but I really got the impression that this was a very universal message aimed at humanity. And it was, "The coast is clear. I relay to you the tidings that the war is won." And when I was done speaking with that individual and got off my Zoom call, I looked and I saw there was a text on my cell phone with a message from a client who shared with me this message that she had channeled that morning. And that message was, "The light has won, it is done." So two completely non-related sources and just saying basically the same thing. And I know that these are challenging times, and it's there's so much uncertainty and so forth, and there's a lot of fear, which is justified. But to take a step back and look and see what's happening, look and see that I'm seeing this as humanity is really being shown the oneness of all humanity, right? We are probably for the first time ever in history acting as a oneness rather than the country against country or faction against faction or whatever you got. Everybody in the world right now is being impacted, and we're all sort of like, quote unquote, on the same side, right? And this is really a first, and I really believe that this is well, it's not the beginning because we've been experiencing this shift, but I think this is really the beginning of a major scale manifestation of the shift that we have all been anticipating and feeling coming, of this shift into the more the goddess energy, right? Of the coming together, the unity. So we are being initiated right now. Okay, this is an initiation, this is a purification, and the light's got our back, right? The light has won, the coast is clear, the war is won. So the encouragement right now is just to, accept what's happening, which I know you all are, right? But just to breathe and know that light is extremely strategic, and that there are so many things on this planet that need shifting, and to trust that light is going to assist in making those shifts in the most gentle way possible. That doesn't mean it's going to be gentle for everyone. It may not be gentle so much at all, but the most gentle way possible, right? So the best thing we can do is to take care of ourselves, take care of our loved ones, keep sending love, stay in that heart space. Because and really focus on the healing, because there's a lot of kind of focusing on the difficulty of it, but if we really focus on, yes, this is a healing process, and visualizing everybody in the world just in this healing light, it's going to help. So I'm going to go ahead and do a reading for the coming week. And by the way, my spirit animal awareness cards are back in stock on Etsy. So if you've been waiting to order a deck, they're there. There's only like 20 of them in the order. So I'm hoping that I'll be able to get another order in before they go out of stock again. So the first card I'm going to pull from my own deck, and we will see what wants to come forward. This will be an animal card. And this is for the week of March 22nd with a new moon in Aries coming up on Tuesday. This is Earthworm, right? So very appropriate, right? Everybody's kind of digging down, digging down and kind of hunkering in. Yeah, community service. You know, there's a lot here in terms of earthworm symbolism. This is a lot of root chakra stuff, right? A lot of us are kind of being shaken to the roots by this happening. So one of the best things we can do is just relax and just sort of feel our way through things. Consider that there's a lot of digestion that has to happen. Okay, this is actually happening. And so taking this time of stillness, consider that the entire world right now is being put into a state of just suspension and relaxation and stillness. And if we can see it that way, what I'm hearing is that there's actually some good things happening for Mother Earth, right? The pollution sort of letting down. This is a breather for Mother Earth, okay? And it can be a breather for all of us as well. So, you know, think of a earthworm, they aerate the soil. So really think of, sit with the breath. Breath is so important, and breath is a grounding thing. Okay, so one of the things that I've been guided to do a lot lately is breath work. Okay, so whether it's breath of fire, which helps to kind of activate the fire within you if you need to activate, you know, yourself, or the deep, calming, relaxing breaths if you're feeling anxiety. Either way, there's a lot of breath work that can be done. And so that's one of the first things that I usually will go to if I'm feeling a little upset. I'm going to pull another card here. This is from the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms deck by Colette Baron-Reed. And Dreamwalker. Dreams, the collective good, and illusions. Okay. She's kind of playing a flute. She's got this little dragon behind her and that star. And I think, you know, we're busting through a lot of illusions right now as a collective. Okay, we've been under quite a spell for a long time. Just illusion in terms of like what we have to be or who we have to do, what we have to do, what, you know, in order to make it, or so forth, right? There's illusion all around us. A lot of us are learning who we really are and learning, you know, what's really ours, what's really not. And I think this is a real good opportunity this week when everything is kind of in flux and the uncertainty, and a lot of us are just kind of thrown out of our quote-unquote normal reality. This is a really good time to allow the dream world coming in, because everything is surreal anyway, right? So we've been thrown into that sort of surreal sense. This is one thing that if you can think of this almost like a shamanic occurrence, one thing that happens when we, when in shamanism, is that the initiate has to be taken out of the normal reality and put into some kind of a altered state or an altered dream reality. Look what is happening with the collective. It's like you wander around. It's like this is like some sort of weird science fiction film, or it just feels really surreal to be on the place. There's a function to that, okay? Throwing somebody out of their normal, right, is the beginning of the hero's journey, right? This transition from one state of being to another. Okay, so we are now as a collective experiencing that. And I think as I've been talking about this for quite a while, about looking at 2020 being a year where the collective is going to start to ascend. And this is, we're seeing this happen. This is kind of the beginning point that we're going to see this massive collective awakening. Okay, and finally, I am going to pull a Michael card. And while I shuffle this, just to thank you all and for being aware and conscious and doing your parts, because what you can do is really take your own spirituality, and without necessarily, you don't even have to talk about it, but drawing on your own faith, because faith is huge right now. Faith is going to be really huge thing, to just trust that light's got our backs. Things are happening, and they're happening as they should. They're happening according to plan. And even though it may not be according to the plan we thought we had, but light has a bigger plan for all of us, and we just need to breathe and trust that we're being guided. Okay, this is your life's purpose, is the card that came up, right? I think it's a beautiful card, and let me just read it to you. Archangel Michael, you know the details of my divine life purpose. I ask you to help me be aligned with my goals. Please clearly guide my actions so that I'm taking the best steps to fully manifest my wonderful and meaningful career. And especially, I think, for those of us who maybe have been laid off, who are feeling uncertain about their work life or their career, just trust that, ask to be guided, ask for the highest and best, ask to be shown your highest and best path for personal fulfillment and for fulfillment of your life's purpose, right? Because we're all here for a purpose. Sometimes, sometimes it takes something to just kind of shift us into, okay, let's move forward with that. Or even if I don't know what the purpose is, at least show me the next step. Show me the next step to find where I'm supposed to be. How can I bring the highest and best good with my gifts and talents, to myself, to my connections, to my community, to Mother Earth, to all of humanity, and just ask every day, how can I do this? Just show me. If this is something that you feel like you would need a little bit of guidance or help with, I've got a link below to sign up for an introductory session with me, because that is what I do. I help people with their purpose in finding their spiritual superpowers and their path forward in service of the light. All right, so you have a wonderful, wonderful week. I love you all, and we'll catch you again next time.